Hello and welcome to this Scientific Principles video with electraining. Electromagnetism is one of my favourite subjects, so let's get stuck in. Well, actually before we look at electromagnets, we need to understand magnets and magnetism in general. So here are a couple of magnets. You can see they're different shapes, but they're both what we call permanent magnets. And every permanent magnet will have a north pole and a south pole. So either end there's a pole, it's either north or south. Now we know that magnets exert a force and that force is invisible. We can't see the magnetic force. We call that force a magnetic field, but we can't see it. But we can see the effects of that magnetic field. For instance, if we put some little metal paper clips close to one of the magnets, we would see the paper clips move and be stuck to the magnet. So we can see the effect of the magnetic field even though we can't see that field itself. Now here is another way that we can see the effects of a magnetic field. What's happened here is a magnet's been placed on the table and then a piece of paper has been placed over the magnet and then little tiny iron filings have been sprinkled onto the paper. And what they've done is they've formed into a very distinct shape, and you can see quite distinct lines, and that's because the iron filings have lined up with the force of the magnetic field. Another example here, the image is a bit darker because there are more iron filings that have been sprinkled onto the paper, but you can still see the distinct lines and distinct pattern. So the iron filings have been aligned to that invisible magnetic field, enabling us to see something of the pattern of that magnetic field. And another example here, beautiful pattern, looks a little bit like a spider, and again it's the iron filings lining up with the magnetic field as they're affected by that force of the magnetic field. Now in this example we've got two magnets, and the two magnets have been positioned so that the north pole of one magnet is facing the south pole of the other magnet. And one of the rules of magnetism is that opposite poles attract, and that's caused the magnetic field to be quite distinct here. We can see in the middle between the two poles the lines of the magnetic field are quite straight. So the lines of the iron filings lining up with the force of the magnetic field, quite a distinct straight line. And then as we go further outside of the central area, we see that it's much more of a rounded shape to the lines of the magnetic field. So this is a bit of a different one. This is where we've got two like poles repelling. So the two magnets have been positioned so that either the north pole of one is facing the north pole of the other magnet, or it's the other way around. It could be the south pole facing the south pole. So we've got like poles repelling, and that's a fact of magnetism, is that like poles repel. South repels south and north repels north. And you can see the pattern that's developed by the iron filings in reflecting the magnetic field. It's almost like there's a clash in the middle where the two are pushed away, so the shape is kind of quite distinctly different from the last one that we looked at. Now we're going to look at some diagrams rather than actual photographs, and it will help us to understand a little bit more. So we've got two magnets here in different shapes. Each one has got a north pole and a south pole, and we can see that the dotted lines here, they represent these lines of the magnetic field. The force of the magnetic field is in lots and lots of lines, and we're only drawing 3 lines here at the top and 3 at the bottom, simply because it's a diagram. We're just trying to represent what's going on, so there's a lot more lines than that in reality. Also, the lines of the magnetic field are all around the magnet, so it's a 3-dimensional magnetic field, but we're only showing on a piece of paper like the one sort of cross section of that magnetic field. Okay, the other thing to note is there are arrows, and that's because the lines of magnetic field actually have a direction. Now these lines are called flux lines. and the word flux is to do with flow. And the magnetic lines of force are called flux lines because these lines flow from the North Pole to the South Pole. And that's shown at the top here and at the bottom. Each of these lines is flowing from the north to the south. In the horseshoe-shaped magnet, the North and the South Pole are much closer together, but still we've got the same principle that the lines of flux are flowing north to south. And that's external to the magnet. Internally, so inside the magnet, the lines of flux are flowing south to north. So we've actually got an overall circuit where the lines of flux are flowing around through the magnet and then outside of the magnet. And these lines of flux, a couple of rules about them, is that they can never cross. So the lines of flux don't cross each other. And then, as we've already stated, the lines of flux flow externally from the North Pole to the South Pole. Now we're going to look at a diagram of two magnets that are facing each other with the North Poles. So the North Pole of one magnet is facing the North Pole of the other magnet, and we call that like poles, and like poles repel. So the effect on the lines of flux in the magnetic field is that they're pushed away from each other in between the two magnets, and so we see the lines of flux still flowing from north to south in each of the magnets, north to south, and the same on the other magnet, north to south at the top and north to south at the bottom. But in between the magnets, the two fields are pushing against each other, and we call that like poles repelling. So like poles repel. So now we're going to look at two magnets facing each other, but this time with unlike poles. In other words, we've got the North Pole of one magnet facing the South Pole of the other magnet, and so there's an attraction of the poles. And this time the lines of flux will flow from north to south, but if the magnets are close enough to each other, that force will cause them to be pulled together, and effectively that creates one complete magnet out of the two. And then we've got a South Pole at one end of this new combined magnet and a North Pole at the other end, so the lines of flux will flow from north to south, and we see the same at the bottom, from north to south. And internally this now becomes one magnet. It will be lines of flux flowing from south to north, and that goes all the way through this two combined magnets into one. So we see here that unlike poles attract, and effectively we can create one larger magnet out of the two joined together. Now that concludes our look at the workings of permanent magnets and magnetic fields, and in the next video we'll begin to apply this idea into electromagnetism. So thank you very much for watching.